Welcome back to Tang Time, where I teach you how to lower your score without having to work on your golf swing. On today's agenda, we're going to be talking about the practice swing. So what's the point of a practice swing? It's to warm up your body before you make a real swing. Wrong! Pros aren't just swinging the club around to stay warm before they hit the shot. There's a purpose to every practice swing. The practice swing serves many different purposes. The main and possibly the most important one is a rehearsal. It allows you to make your swing before actually making your swing. The practice swing is a good tool in your bag, and you don't want to waste it by just wishy-washy flipping the club around. So let's get you good at golf. Here I am at a 55-yard pitch shot. I know that at 55 yards, I am creeping into my pitch shot as opposed to my chip shot. If you haven't seen my video on how to figure out those awkward 40, 50, 60-yard pitch shots, go check it out. So for a practice swing on a wedge shot like this, first I'm testing the grass. I'm seeing if the grass has any grain to it. If I'm into the grain, I might want to pick the ball cleaner in the real shot. If I'm down grain, it doesn't really matter. So here, I'll brush the grass, and it's pretty dang perfect. I'm pretty straight into the wind, so it's gonna be about a 60-yard shot. I know that my 60-yard shot is choked down and about halfway on my backswing. So in my practice shot, I'm going to practice that exact swing. I'm going to imagine that I just hit that 60 yards, and I visualize the line that I'm hitting, the shot path in my mind's eye. So I'll do my practice swing for 60 yards. Usually do a couple. Feels great. Then I check my line, and I make the exact same swing. And it's that easy. If you want to hit your numbers all the time, you need to have a repeatable swing. So making a legitimate practice swing is really going to help you ingrain the feel of that distance. So I have 123 yards here, and the wind is in my face, but the pin is at the very back of the green. I need to make sure I can get it all the way to the pin, but not over the green. This is kind of a tweener shot for me. The club that'll get me the shot I really want is gonna be a 9-iron. So for the 9-iron, I'm gonna have to choke down and hit a pretty controlled swing. So that's why this practice swing is gonna be perfect. I have to dial in this number, so I want to be able to rehearse it a few times. Pin's a little on the right side, wind is also a little right to left, which means I need to be able to hold it off. Otherwise, the wind's gonna blow it away from the hole. And I wanna hit it close. Also, in my iron practice swing, this is when I take the opportunity to go over any drills that I feel like I need to ingrain into my actual swing. So for me, my issue has always been that I like to sway a little bit off the ball. And that's when I hit these slappy shots. So in my iron practice swing, I like to do my drill where I just really feel my rotation. And that's gonna allow me to feel confident about making the shot. I'm going to exaggerate my swing feel, and I'm going to feel the top of my backswing. I'm gonna make a couple swings, and I think that's perfect. So now I'll pick a line and make the exact same swing. And I drew it up perfectly. For a chip shot, my practice swing is really important because it's gonna show me kind of lie my ball is sitting on. It's gonna let me visualize the shot before I chip. So I've looked at the green and I've picked my landing spot. In my practice swing, I can feel that the ground is tilted this way, meaning I have to adjust my setup and my posture to make sure I hit ball first. This is also an into the grain shot, meaning I have to be careful when I hit the real shot that I don't hit too much grass. I need to hit mostly ball. I don't want my golf club to get stuck in the grass here. I look at my landing area, I visualize the exact chip shot I want to hit. I don't do this because that's not accomplishing what I want to accomplish, which is to rehearse the actual chip shot I'm gonna hit. I'm gonna do 2 shots. Okay. Feels good. landing area, set up the same way, and repeat the same swing. And it's that easy. Like this video if you're gonna start having a more purposeful practice swing. You don't want to do putting strokes like this. You're not creating any tempo to be able to follow with your one real shot. I'm not quite sure what this is accomplishing except for moving your arms. When you do one stroke as if it were the real thing, you can really practice your actual stroke. So I like to make 2 real strokes. I keep the hole in my mind's eye the whole time. I know exactly where it is. I like to practice with my head looking down because I don't want to prematurely look at the hole and screw up my contact. When you lift your head too fast, a lot of the times you won't make super solid contact with the putt. So we want to make sure that our head stays down at least through impact. And that's why I do my practice putting stroke with my head down. So I'll do 2 strokes. I'll walk into the putt. And all I want to do is repeat that same feeling I just had. You're never going to be too far off the hole if you're able to repeat your practice stroke in the real putting stroke. So this is a long par 4 without any trouble for me. So I'm going to try to bust a bomb here. In my practice swing, I want to really focus on loading my legs and driving through with my hips. And I'm gonna make a pretty solid, fast swing because I'm trying to repeat that same feeling in the real swing. So I'm gonna exaggerate my hip turn and whip it through the ball. So I've picked a good line, and now I'm just make the same swing. Crushed it! And that's how you hit bombs. The longer you take between your practice swing and your real shot gives there a higher chance of you psyching yourself out. And that's where the dreaded yips come into play. If you haven't seen my video on how to eliminate your putting yips, go check it out. Don't give your mind the opportunity to create crazy and awful scenarios. Have a good rhythm and try to repeat the same rhythm between your practice swing and your real shot throughout your game. I always take 2 practice putting strokes and then I go for the real thing. If those 2 putting strokes weren't feeling good or something weird happened to it, I reset my routine. I come back behind the ball, check the line, get back up there, do my 2 practice strokes, and then hit the ball. When you're analyzing the shot and you're picking the yardage and the club and what shot and trajectory and ball flight you're trying to play, that's when all of your thinking and analyzing should be happening. When you're standing over the ball about to make a swing, your mind should be clear. You should be zen. The only thing you should be thinking about is your tempo mantra. And if you haven't seen my video on tempo, go check it out. So the practice swing gives you a moment to let you overthink things. It lets you think about your swing. It lets you think about where the pin is, where you want to putt from, where your scores are, where your opponents are, where they hit their shot, if you need to hit it closer than them. All these things that are going on in your mind, you can do that during your practice shot. You can do that while you're analyzing. But when you step up to your ball to actually hit the shot, I want you to really quiet your mind and just think about tempo. Those swing changes and the drills and the swing thoughts, that needs to all clear out before you actually swing the shot. The swing is so fast that if you're trying to manipulate it or convince yourself to change game plans in the middle of the swing, it can only result in catastrophe. Make all your decisions during your practice swing. The length of your backswing, how far you want to finish, if you want to hold the club off, if you want to turn it over. All of these things are in your game plan and they need to happen during the practice stroke. And then your real shot should just be a copy of your practice swing. So please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for my next episode.